Hi there, this is Holly Cates, your favorite personal stylist, the hostess with the mostest, and as always, the only Holly you need to know. We are doing a series here called FCP Shorts, which is Fashion Crimes Podcast Shorts with local designers here at Tootsie's Boutique. Well, it's really more like a department store these days here in Buckhead in Atlanta, Georgia. And I am so grateful to have the designer with me, Drew from Tom and Linda Platt. I'm so excited. Welcome,
Thank
welcome,
you.
welcome.
What an introduction. I'd love to take credit for being the designer. However, it's Tom and Linda Platt for a reason. I'm the guy out there torturing all of the women in America, but nonetheless with a brand that is now over 40 years young, we'll say.
I'm so excited. Tell
And
us all about the Tom and Linda Platt brand.
experience.
Yes.
It's amazing to work with Tom and Linda. It's two bodies with a design concept that just executes beautifully. We build a garment. We don't over design a garment. So we're about architecture as opposed to cha cha cha. One woman said it perfectly. I could not have made this up myself. She said the reason she enjoys wearing Tom and Linda Platt is when she walks in the room, nobody mistakes her for being the entertainment. I mean,
Okay,
how
that's
many
a good one.
events do you go to where it's sliced down to here, up
Yes,
to
yes,
here?
yes.
A little mystery is not a bad thing. So, as I said, architecture is what we're all about and keeping it clean. I have clients who will call me and say, I bought a gown from you 3 years ago. I need the same gown. I want the same gown, same color. I need the next size
Yes.
and ship it to my office so my husband doesn't know, and that's what we do. So our client is very loyal to us once they get involved with the brand, and we do everything from related separates to vacation with to full-fledged black tie evening gowns. And mother of the bride, mother of the groom has become such an important category for us as weddings have become more and more extravagant. I think everyone got tired of their pull-on pants during the pandemic.
Yes.
So now any excuse to wear a formal, they're saying, forget the cocktail dress, I want a gown. So that's what we've been doing, focused on tremendously and been quite successful.
During my research, I read that Tom and Linda actually met in design
Design
school.
school.
And so they started this brand. How did they find you?
It's a very odd story. Years ago, in the early '90s, I was a buyer for a clothing store in Connecticut, and I went in and I used to order Tom and Linda Platt.
Hmm.
Never did I realize, fast forward so many years, we'll say, over 20 years, I would become the representation of the brand. And I had been with Bob Mackie, Bill Blass. And when Bill
Wow.
Blass was sold off and then dissolved, I thought my career in the industry is over. I was approaching my 50s, and I thought, who's going to want this old guy showing their product? And Tom and Linda Platt came into the equation. I met with them, and it's been a love affair ever since.
I love that for you. That's so
Thank you.
exciting. Who is the typical Tom and Linda Platt customer? Who is the average customer?
Oh, well, I wouldn't say any of our clients are average. They have a taste level. I would say, though, that she's a woman who appreciates style and she appreciates quality. Tom is a phenomenal designer in a sense that you could turn our garments inside out and wear them inside out to
Mm.
the as an example of how good the quality is. So many designers will skimp on linings. They try to cut corners wherever they can, gluing instead of sewing. Not the case. Everything that Tom and Linda Platt does is cut in New York, cut and sewn in New York, in-house, or we have two factories within a 4 block radius.
I love
So the control for quality is right there. If a seam is crooked for whatever reason, it gets corrected. Nothing goes out without a full inspection. There's no cookie cutter mentality.
you're not
Every
you're not cutting 700 pairs of jeans at once.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Which our clients appreciate.
Do you consider yourself a sustainable brand because you're doing such small batches?
You know what? We are a brand that has proven how sustainable we are because I would say a lot of the big guys, if you will, didn't survive pandemic.
Hmm.
We maintained who we were, and our clients were grateful for that. And as a result of pandemic and the big guys, so to speak, a lot of designers couldn't get fabrics, couldn't produce. So I had mothers of the bride contacting me saying, "I need a gown in 2 weeks because the
Hmm.
gown I ordered from such and such designer isn't going to be ready." And we were right there. I don't wish harm on any other design house, but I'm grateful that we were able to fill those needs because we are such a close group. and we have our hand in almost every aspect of the production.
So, a day in the life of Drew. So, are you designing? Are you sketching? Are you
I'm not a sketch
overseeing?
artist at all. Tom is an amazing sketch artist. Linda has an amazing creative mind. I'm the guy out in the trenches, so to speak. So it becomes collaborative because I can come back and say, love this. We need to do blah, 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 blah. Or could we try blah, blah. And there's no ego involved. You know, everyone thinks that every designer has this tremendous ego. Tom and Linda are probably the two most humble people I know, even more so than me. Who's probably the least humble person I know. But at any rate, um, it's a it's been a career that I've been very grateful for. But as I said, Tom and Linda are the mind behind it, and I'm the face of it, if you will.
Let's talk about um, I have a lot, as a personal stylist, I have a lot of people coming to me, especially asking on the podcast, what about Mother of the Groom? What about Mother of the Groom? My son's getting married, and it's funny because my son is getting married this time next year. And so, what do they panic? Do they get custom? Or tell us about your top three sellers.
It's very interesting. Mother of the Bride, Mother of the Groom is a totally different experience as a stylist myself and out in working with clients. Completely a different mentality than a charity ball woman. Okay, a
Mhm.
charity ball woman comes in, she falls in love with the gown. I want it. That's it.
Right.
Mother of the Bride, Mother of the Groom becomes almost a shopping by committee.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
Okay, you know, they want the opinion of the future daughter-in-law. They want the opinion of their housekeeper's gardener. You know, everybody in the world needs to be involved in this gown.
Right, right.
But they just want to feel great that day.
Mhm.
I subscribe to the surprise them because more opinions, you know, Baskin Robbins has 31 flavors because everyone
Mhm.
has their own taste.
Yes.
Okay. So when you have
Good comparisons.
if you have, I like ice cream. If you have, you know, you have the bride who says, well, I want you to wear this color. I want you to
Mhm.
do this. Well, the bride is a younger gal, more or less, younger girl, woman. And they'll say, well, I have visions of blush and beige. Well, women, as everyone gets older, skin tones change and
Mhm.
whatnot. And I can't think of some severely harsh colors that these brides have asked mother of the bride, mother of the groom to wear, and it becomes a challenge. So it's such a dance
Mhm.
because you want to keep everyone happy. Yesterday we had a mother of the groom in actually opposite fitting room from mother of the bride,
Wow.
both with the same gown. One of them said, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. She was mother of the bride. Mother of the groom said, well, I need to check with the bride. I need to check with that. You know, she has so much more that she has to check off her approval listing. And the joke used to be, mother of the groom, you wear beige and be quiet. Okay. Then it became beige and navy and you be quiet.
Yes, yes.
But
Navy's very popular.
navy, amethyst is creeping up there as a replacement to navy. But it's a whole different experience than doing, as I said, a charity ballwoman. Weddings are a tremendous amount of work, but the end result, I have a wall in my office I call the Wall of Fame, and all of these mother of the brides and mother of the grooms either send the photo of themselves to their associate in the store all over the country,
Oh, how nice.
or they send it directly to me.
So nice.
So, you know, you get an email. I was in California, my phone rang at 5 a.m. and I thought, oh no, what's going on? And it was one of the clients saying, I forgot what shoe you told me to wear, and I'm getting ready for that breakfast charity function. And I'm like, do you know what time it is? They're like, "Oh, I know it's 8 a.m." I'm like, no, it's 5 a.m. I'm in California. But it's having that close relationship with our clientele, Tom and Linda Platt. It makes the client feel more involved and more special. So a lot of my clients, either through the stores or what have cell phone numbers and
Of
everything's
course.
just a phone call away. So I like having that interaction. I don't believe you can be a successful design house if there's not someone in the company with influence that's not out on the selling floor with the client.
I want to go over to the rack and have you
Sure.
talk about a couple of things, but I just want to ask one quick question for people that are up and coming in the fashion industry, young designers, people that want to go into evening wear. What is any advice, any tidbit that you could throw out to somebody who's aspiring to be
I
a
don't envy
Drew?
them. It's a whole different world now than when I entered the industry. With online shopping now, it's a tremendous challenge for new designers up and coming because the competition has become so severe. Um, I always say, you know, quality over quantity. I'd rather have a collection of 12 pieces that are just stunningly beautiful and well made, as opposed to 60 pieces that are schlock.
Hmm.
Forgive the
We
expression.
we like to call that schmata.
Schmata.
Schmatas,
Yeah, in the
yes.
garment center that years ago, that was the word. I'm in the schmata trade,
You're
the
right.
rag trade.
Yes.
Um, don't go for necessarily so much big as
Go
go
slow.
slow and but keep, as I said, I can't say enough about quality because I shop stores when I'm
Yeah, of
doing
course.
trunk shows and I look at inside out and whatnot, and I understand everyone has a different perception of what quality is. And I've been fortunate that over the years I've been exposed to luxury
Hmm.
fabrics, and I know the difference between, you know, a cashmere and a boiled wool. Some of the younger designers seem to have skipped that course.
Mm.
And that's unfortunate because luxury wearing is luxury product. You know, somebody once said to me, one of the reasons she values uh, the opinion of Tom and Linda Platt or myself is that, you know, you can buy fashion, you can't buy style. And I think that sums it up beautifully.
You heard it here,
There you
folks.
go.
Heard it here, folks.
Many times the client will come to us and say, I want sleeves. What she means is, I want coverage. Two different things. A sleeve many times can either age a garment or it looks like you've added a sleeve, whereas having coverage is diffusing the sensitive area, which many women have, that arm issue or concern, although many of them see something I don't see, but we're all our worst critics. So I bring to you what we call the Saturn gown. Beauty here is that she's done in a silk georgette, silk organza, and satin organza, which means my color card is extensive. You can come in and say, I need baby blue, I need navy, I need purple, green. This color card offers it. But this is, once again, as I say to you, it's giving her the coverage here to the arm without looking dowdy, forgive the expression. The other beauty is, as mother of the bride, mother of the groom, keep in mind you're going down the aisle. So back detail is very important.
Mm.
So as she flows down the aisle, she's graceful. It's interesting. It's not just a clean back. There's something to look at.
I,
Everyone's always talking about us behind our backs. Give them something nice to say.
I almost feel like it's transitional. Someone a little bit younger could wear that too and make it super chic.
I did this in short, it also comes short, for a bride, 23 years old, in white for rehearsal dinner.
Love it.
She put it on with this amazing strappy shoe.
Right.
She did not look like she was wearing her mother's
Right.
dress. We pegged it nicely. I mean,
Yes.
she looked hot.
I
Okay.
can see it.
And then an hour and a half later, a woman can come in who's not in her 20s,
Hmm.
but put it on. And what the other thing important with with our gowns certainly is that you need to try them on. Two reasons: look, of course, and then feel. They love the silk linings. They just feel luxurious. But this is our way of saying, nice to be covered, nice to have movement, stunning on the dance floor because they're all dancing.
Love
I've
it.
never seen so many of the mother of the brides that I go to these weddings and groups spin so much. You know, the friend will call them and they'll be like, you know, I'm like, well, the drama.
Well, I always
It's
say
their day to shine.
you're gonna have these pictures forever, forever.
Yes.
Do it right.
This is a picture that's going to be on your piano or your
Yes.
mantle for the next 30 years.
Yes.
Don't choose something that you're going to think in 5 years, what was I thinking?
Correct.
So go clean. Less is more is very important.
Love it.
So she would be one example when we need coverage. But mother of the bride and mother of the groom, you know, there used to be a stigma attached that they were old women
Of
or
course.
older women.
Lace.
A lot of mother of the bride, they're sexy women. Just because they have a son getting married or a daughter doesn't mean they need to be in support hose and 40 pairs of Spanx or a girdle, as they used to say. Our hammer satin, which is a tremendous fabric for us, is a
Beautiful.
is a very photographic fabric. It takes on dimension in photo. A particular fabric in the gold, which is taken on strength for us color-wise, is done as almost like Jean Harlow. It's cut on the bias, so it's showing off that figure that she's in her Pilates classes every day for a reason. Um, Wants to show her figure, or is proud of her figure, and doesn't want to be completely covered, but wants to be appropriate. And we go for the look of old Hollywood in that case, when women dressed like stars. That's when I bring in something of this nature. So it's different ends of the spectrum. I had an experience a few weeks ago, and then I'll wrap up. You know, I like to talk. A woman came in with her daughter for Mother of the Bride, and while the mother was in the fitting room, I said to the bride, "Who's doing your gown?" And she did everything but burst into tears. She said, "I can't find it." I know what I want. I don't want poof and bows
Mhm.
and glitter. I said, do me a favor, try this on. It comes in white. It was a hammer satin gown.
Mhm.
I hear her bang on the fitting room wall because her mother was in the next. She goes, Mom, I found it. I found it. She was 26. So she did her gown with Tom and Linda Platt. The mother found actually the gown I just showed you. The next day, they bring in their grandmother, her grandmother. We find a dress appropriate for her. That's three generations out of a fairly small collection as far as in comparison to the big boys, so to speak. But to be able to do that with Tom and Linda Platt, I think is remarkable. I
I,
don't think many designers can
I
dress three
totally agree.
generations appropriately.
I totally agree. And what a selling point to be able to say, hey, we can, somebody this age, it can be translatable and it can be adjusted to anybody who wants coverage, or like you said, the dissolving of
Yes,
any part of their body. And it's so chic and elegant. It's almost like a blank canvas. You can dress it up, you can dress it down, you can shorten
absolutely.
it, you can take off the cap. I'm so grateful to you for your time and for educating our listeners, because I guarantee you your sales just went up. So
I think you have something to do with that.
so thank you so much for joining us.
My
This has been the
pleasure.
Fashion Critics Podcast, FCP Shorts. Please join us next time. We have lots of great designers coming up here at Tootsie's in Atlanta. Thanks so much. We'll see you later. Bye.